Alright guys, here we are on the cbr1000rr. This is the review of the test ride after the ECU flash and the exhaust installation. That's the Akrapovic installation. We also did the paramod delete. We're just going to take a nice zip around town, and I'll show you guys the pickup, and of course, we'll go over how nice the delivery is of power, how after the ECU flash we got a lot more aggressive punch when you really open it up. We canceled the fuel cutoff when you're decelerating, which is nice. It doesn't jerk down and then jerk back up when you start, because you're getting gas the entire time. So as we're going out, usually these inline fours at a lower RPM is a lot easier, not as jerky as my V-twin over there in the garage we saw. Suspension's nice over the bumps. Again, it's not nearly as hard on my body as the RC51, but it's also, 14 years newer, so it's nice and smooth, easy delivery, even going through a residential area. I don't even look at the gas, it's just, now looking at it I can see it's 24 miles an hour, but still, this thing is super fun. No matter where I'm going, I love being on it. It feels like you're in total control. It's so light. I think after the exhaust delete and taking the servo motor out, the paramod, and flashing the computer and all that, after everything I did, I think I dropped like another 7 to 9 pounds or something, just because of the exhaust and everything. So it feels like it's only like 420 pounds. And I mean, it's already the lightest superbike on the market, but I mean, it's just saying it and riding it is two totally different things. It's a little bit less powerful than all the other bikes, well, when you get it off the line, like stock, but after you flash it, and the motor was getting 189 horsepower, after you flash it, it's supposed to give you 20 extra, so we're looking at like 210 out of the motor. It's probably about 180, 190 out of the rear wheel, and the torque is about 89 or so, which again is a little bit less even after the flash, 89 torque, but it's not bad. You don't need much more than that. The bike comes up like nothing through the corners. The suspension and the power to weight ratio makes it a lot easier to excel through, and honestly, nobody can keep up, so it's not really too much of a problem. And you can see as we go through the turn, the lean angle is ridiculous. You can put this thing down so low. I mean, I don't need to. I can swing my leg a little bit, but it's so much easier to just let the bike do it for you. It seems to really like to be over in the angle. And then, of course, we're in third now, just because I wanted to save a little bit of gas, but you can see how quick this thing picks up. I mean, it has a grip angle as one of the settings on the TFT display, so you can actually see how far you're pulling the throttle as you're accelerating. And I'll tell you right now, I'm at probably like 15 or less %. You don't really need to pull it, it has so much power. One part of the ECU flash is the throttle plate opens from, it only opened beforehand at 73% at full throttle. Now it opens up to 100, so you get that extra burst when you really open it. And let me tell you, after I got the ECU flash, I could definitely tell. Just gonna have a little fun. See how the suspension really lets you carve in. It doesn't take any effort at all. So light. I'm just heading over to my mom's right now, so nice easy ride through town. Especially most of the time, I'm going to be riding residential anyway, so I figure this is a good place to review the bike. It's a nice town anyway. Nice and green, unlike most of the rest of this area. The bikes from 2017 I think also had the TFT display and the Showa same diameter forks, but before that, I think it was a split year 2017 or 2016 earlier, I think I was reading some bad reviews about from 2012 to 2016 or something, but I mean, honestly, a CBR is a CBR. This thing has a ridiculous amount of power. It's also, like I said, super lightweight. You can tell it feels like you're riding the weight of a dirt bike. It's insane. In a different, I don't think I have the video on yet, but popped it up the other day doing a wheelie, and it was so smooth. It's, you know, the RS51 I have is very torquey, so it's easy to get up, but it's heavy, so it's a bit different. This guy was getting over into the other person's lane, so figured might as well pass up and tell him to shove over. And let's see. Yeah, see, we're taking it pretty quick. We're going like 70 through these turns, but it's nothing crazy, honestly. The brakes are 3-piston brakes, both sides, and the calipers in the front. Stops this thing on a dime. I almost never use the front brakes. I'm always using the back brakes, just because, in my opinion, front brakes get you killed. I mean, of course, you're going to have to use them sooner or later, but you don't have to use them very much. If I really push this thing down on the front brake, it'll flip me forward. I'll endo, no doubt. And yeah, the back brake, you can drift the rear tire of a lot of bikes and lock it up and, you know, drift basically through turns and whatnot if you want, if you need. Definitely the back brake is your saving grace, whereas the front brake, you go through a turn, you hit your front brake, you're going to flip out through the corner. You're going to lock that front tire up, and the back end's still going to want to keep going, and it'll punch you off the turn and flip the bike down. So you see this pickup, I'm in first, we went to 60, 70, second we're at 85, you know, and that was in what, like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, it's ridiculous, it's so fast. I mean, the GoPro doesn't seem to do it justice as much, you can't really tell the rate of speed as well. I mean, of course the cars surrounding me make it easier, but I also don't stop for cars. I think it's dangerous to ride defensively, in my own opinion. I've been riding for like 10 years, so I figure the offensive maneuvers are always keeping me alive and out of harm's way because I stay in front of cars. You know, we got up to 90, almost 100 right there, and we're only getting in a third gear. I don't even need to be in third gear. Second will get me up to like 110, 120, something like that. But again, this is residential streets. There's a turn coming up right here, and I, you know, see this guy comes out. I never haul ass past turns like that because you're gonna die one of these times if you do. So just use the straightaways. And again, you'll see me just coast right through cars. I don't wait for them. And like I said, I'm only there for a split second, so the quicker I'm past them, the less likely I am to have an accident. This is going up a hill. And, you know, again, this thing picks up like crazy. I was at second for most of that time. I guess this is a better rate of speed, seemingly. You can look at the surrounding. And, you know, it's crazy because no matter where I go, I can barely feel the suspension. It's just, it packs in so well. It's a remarkable difference for me. I was on an older bike, now I'm on a brand new one, and it's the diameter and the valving. It's crazy how much more responsive it is and comfortable. And the seats are, you know, people were complaining about them, I read, but, you know, I'll tell you again, these seats are 200 times better than the rock hard one I have on my other, which I'm going to hopefully put a gel seat in, which I'll have another video on that, and how to do the leather, which isn't hard, and cut out the cushion and put a gel insert in. Makes a big difference. So we're almost to our destination, but you'll see there's a pack of like 5-10 cars down here, and I decided to just show you guys how easy it is to maneuver on a bike. I don't know who rides and how you ride, but see, nice and easy. Doesn't matter how close they are most of the time, just go right through coasting. And, you know, that was going 60, now we're going about 90, 80, 90, something like that. Try to get the display in as much as I could while riding. So there's a turn coming up here on the right, so you'll see me slow down again. Going 90, and then we're about to slow down right now because there's a turn coming up here, and I like to see who's coming, and then, alright, just coast on down. And yeah, we're just about there. This is accidentally popped into neutral. You know, one of the only things I'm finding strange about this bike is I think it's better off with a quick shifter because it's so easy. I have so many false neutrals by mistake. You know, the shifter's great. It's just I'm used to not having to push as hard, I guess. I don't know, but you have to make sure you make complete shifts up and down because I'm finding myself getting into false neutrals because I'm trying to quick shift without a quick shifter. And I think this thing was made best with a quick shifter.